Hi students. Yesterday we have discussed about creating the virtual environment. Then after that installing the Django. And then we have discussed about creating project, creating a website in the project. All these we have discussed. So today we are going to continue with the other concepts. So we'll see what are the files in the project, then what are the files in the application or website, and then we'll see the example. First example we are going to see. So what all I've told yesterday, we'll just repeat. So it takes only few minutes. Then after that, we'll move to the concepts. So in D drive, yesterday I've created the virtual directory, all this. So once again, we'll discuss that. So in D drive, source folder and project one is created. So I'm deleting this physically. I'm deleting this source folder. I'm deleting. So in source folder, virtual environment is there, that I'm deleting here. So here at command prompt. So first we'll go to D drive. Here I'll write the CD Python 3932, then scripts folder. So in here Python I'm using 3.9.7 I'm using. Latest version of Python is 3.10. And here 32 means 32-bit Python software scripts folder I'm using. So in a scripts folder, I'll use pip install virtual environment. So here virtual environment is a tool or it is a software used to work with, used to create virtual environments. So here in my system, virtual environment software is already installed. So now here I'll go back to D drive. So cd slash. So here I'm going back to D drive here. So here we'll create a folder. So here I'll write make directory. Then source is given. So we are creating folder. So cd source, entering into the new folder. And here I'll say my env. Then first we have to create virtual environment. So here I'll write virtual env my env. So virtual environment is used to separate the softwares from the system directories. So whenever you want to create a separate environment for Django software and Django projects, then virtual environment is used. So virtual environment is for, it is isolated from the system directories. It is separated. And now here, my env, then scripts, then activate is given. So here when we say my env scripts activate, we are entering into virtual environment. Now I'm in a virtual environment. Now here I'll say here we have to install Django software. So here I'll say pip install Django. So 3.2.8 is there. So here you can see Django 3.2.8 is the latest version that we are installing here. So after installing Django, then here to see what all are installed, we can use a pip freeze. It will show what packages are installed here along with Django software. And here I'll use a Django admin, then start project, project one. So yesterday we have discussed all this, but once again I'm repeating this. So here project one is created, CD project one. So in project one, we can create one or multiple websites. So here I'll say py manage.py, then startup website one is given here. So here application is created. So now we have to open this in Sublime IDE. So Sublime text IDE is there. It is used to work with a Django project. So yesterday I've told like how to work with Sublime, how to install and how to use it. So here install Sublime text IDE. Here we have to use like this. So this is the address. sublimetext.com/3 is given. Here you can see Windows 64-bit, also available portable version. Click on this. So in downloads folder, so here we'll get this one. Application means exe file. So when you double click on it, it will ask for the path. Then there will select the, will give the name, will give the path. Like otherwise it will take the default location, it will install. After installation is over, then here in search I'm typing Sublime. So in search when I type Sublime text, it will show like this, right click, open file location. Because for this software, shortcut is created in some other location. So here you can say this, in this location shortcut is created. So now to bring it onto the desktop, here I'm giving this, right click on Sublime text, then send to desktop, create shortcut is given here. Send to desktop, create shortcut. When I click on this, then the icon is created on the desktop here. Here like this will get Sublime text 3. So whatever project we have created now, we can open here. So here file, open folder. So D drive, then source, then project 1. D drive, source, project 1. Only select, then here select folder I'm giving. So here you can see project 1 is given. So with the same name, project 1 is created. Subfolder is created with the same name. Okay. So in main folder and in subfolder, like project level files will be there. And here you can see manage. Here you can see pi_cache is given. Then init ASGI settings.py, urls.py, wsgi.py. In website 1, we can see the other files here. Okay. So in website 1, migrations folder is there. And init admin apps, models, test.py, views.py. All these are the application level files. Website 1 is the application in the project. Application means website. Now here, with the same name, subfolder is created. We can see here. So in D drive, you can see source. So in source, you can see project 1. So here in project 1, again another project 1 is created. So this contains the project level files here. And here you can see website 1. This contains application level files. So here you can see pi underscore cache is given here. Underscore pi underscore cache is given in subfolder project 1. So this is used to store the project information it will store. If you want to store information about the project, then it is used. And here you can see init.py is given. So to use this folder as the package, like we have to create init.py. So if the folder or file is having init underscore, they can work automatically. Okay. So now here to use the folder as package, that folder should contain init. Okay. So this module will works automatically. No need to run. Without running the module, it can work. It can give the output. See, when we write any Python file, when we write any program, we should execute. We have to run the module. So when you run the module, then it is going to work. Okay. But when you work with file having 2 underscores before and after, property having 2 underscores before and after, function having properties before and after, then they are called as special properties or special functions. Special functions or methods will say. So they can be executed automatically. Okay. So here when you see init.py, so it is empty here. So init.py is empty and it can have statements also. We can write statements. We can write print function, other statements. We can any other statements we can write. So by default it is empty. And here you can see ASGA file is there. So ASGA means we'll call it as asynchronous gateway interface. So this is introduced in Django 3.0. It is introduced in previous versions. It is not there. So it is used to work with Ajax here. Like with Ajax here, Ajax functionality is used here. So here it works with Ajax, asynchronous, JavaScript and XML. Okay. So here when we say Ajax is a specification or it has some set of standards or rules that all the web technologies or markup languages should work, should use it. Okay, should follow. And here this Ajax means it is a specification or it is having some standards or rules like all the other web technologies or markup languages should follow. So this Ajax is introduced in the year 2005. It is introduced. And like when we are developing the websites in Django, in Java, in .NET, when we are developing websites, we can create websites with Ajax functionality. We can write Ajax related coding, or without Ajax functionality, we can write the statements. But in the websites, in every page, Ajax coding or Ajax functionality, we are going to use it. We are going to implement. Okay, let us say we are working with one website, and in that website, like some pages are there. Okay, so let us assume that the pages are not having Ajax coding. Ajax functionality is not there. Okay, so if in that page, if Ajax coding is not there, so when the website is used in internet, okay, then when we are sending the request to the server, like it may be login page or it may be registration page or it may be any other page. When we are sending the request to the server, then the whole page will go as a request. Okay, like the data, user interface, like a design, advertisements, what all content is there in the page, everything is sent to the server that we can see. Okay, so everything is submitted to the server. Like if the whole page is going as request, network resources will be busy, and the like there will be more burden on the server, and execution is slow, because for every user, if a page is going as request, then lot of data will transfer in the network. Okay, so if it is login page, we have to send only username and password, then but the whole data will go as request. And if it is registration page, only 4 or 5 values should go, but the whole page will is submitted to the server. Okay, and after the page is loaded in the browser, let us say you are working with the first page in the website, home page or index page. After the page is loaded in the browser, then after some time, what will happen? Advertisements will change, images will change, and we'll get panels like boxes with advertisements, like all these will get. Okay, so like whenever image is changing, or whenever advertisement is changing, or whenever the contents are changing in the page, then what will happen is the server will reload the page in the browser. Like every time, for every 3 seconds or 5 seconds, server will send the page to the server with updated information. Okay, like in that case, what will happen? For every user, for every 3 seconds or 5 seconds, that page will come from the server. For every 3-5 seconds, that page will come from the server with updated information. If this happens, then there is a more burden on the server, because for every user, if the same page, if it wants to send, it takes time. Okay, if for one user it is okay, but many people will access the site. Like to avoid this, then Ajax functionality can be used. So with Ajax, what we can do is, without reloading the page, or without post back, the page can be, the contents in the page can be updated in the browser directly. So some portions of the page, some parts of the page can be updated by the server directly in the browser itself. Like page reloading concept won't be there. Okay, so by using Ajax coding, we can update some portions of the page, some parts of the page, without reloading the same page for several times. So without postback, we can do that. Postback means we can call it as a round trip. Round trip means like loading the page, again submitting, loading the page, again submitting. This process we'll call it as a round trip. So first we'll get the page, any page. First that page will load in the browser. After that, what we'll do? Submit. Like for example, if I'm working with any website, we'll get first page in the browser, submit. Then again second page will get, submit. Third page will get. Like what's happening there? First page will load in the browser, submit. After that, second page will load in the browser, submit. Third page will load in the browser, submit. So without postback or round trip, we can update some portions of the page directly in the browser itself. Okay, so with Ajax functionality, like what we can do is, whatever data that you want to send it to the server, only the data will go. With Ajax coding or Ajax functionality, so in login page, if I want to send username and password, only those details I can send. In registration form, if I want to send only the like user details, I can do that. Okay, so with Ajax coding, pages will not go as request. Only data will go as request, and will not get page as a response. Like with Ajax coding, every time will not get page as response, or the same page will not reload. So using Ajax coding, we can update some portions of the page. So we'll get only the values as a response from the server, not the page. Before it is used to happen like that. Pages will go as request, page will come as response every time. Then this will there will be more burden on the server. Then execution is slow, network resources will be busy, all these will be there. So with Ajax functionality, websites works faster, because internally the request will go and will get the response. So internally only it is done. Internally request will go and it will update some portions of the page. All these will happen here. Okay, so why I'm saying internally request will go is, we are not going to click on any hyperlink or on any button, or will not give the address in the browser. All these we are not going to do it. Okay. So here while working with this Ajax functionality, websites works faster. So here when we say Ajax, it is classified into 4 types, like JavaScript Ajax, Microsoft Ajax, then like ASP.NET Ajax, jQuery Ajax, all these are there. JavaScript Ajax means we'll call it as a manual JavaScript. Like manual JavaScript means like it is we have to write the code to implement Ajax coding. That will call it as manual JavaScript. Okay, then next one is Microsoft Ajax is there. So to work with Microsoft Ajax, we need to download some plugins. Plugins means files. We have to download some files and we have to use it. And next is ASP.NET Ajax is there. It is related to .NET. So in .NET, in Microsoft.NET, ASP.NET Ajax is there. That we are going to use it. Okay. And next is jQuery Ajax is there. So jQuery Ajax means in jQuery, like set of functions are there. So by using those functions, we can implement Ajax coding. Okay, later I'll tell what is jQuery, what is the use of it. All these we are going to discuss. Okay, so whenever the page contains Ajax coding, then this ASGA file is used, asynchronous gateway interface. Okay, so Ajax requests are called as asynchronous request. Asynchronous requests and responses means internally in the background the request will go and we'll get the response. So we'll not do anything in the page. We'll not click on hyperlink, will not click on button, or will not give address in the browser. We'll not do anything in the page. Internally the request will go and we'll get the response. That's why we'll call it as asynchronous. Okay, and here you can see settings.py is there. So it is used to give the configuration settings of the website. Okay, and here in this you can see path lib is there. Path lib is the module and path is the function. Path is the function. Okay, and here you can see base directory is the variable. So in settings.py, like the variables are in capital letters here. In capital letters they are existing, and here you can see path underscore underscore file underscore underscore is there. Path is the function in path lib module, and underscore underscore file underscore underscore is there. It is a predefined property, or we can call it a special property, so which works in every module. Like in Python classes, you have learned this. Like in every module, in every Python program, some properties are included, like a file loader, then package, doc, like many other properties will get. So in every module we'll get a file property. So it is special property because it is having 2 underscores before and after. It is used to get the file name. That file name is settings.py. It will take the file what we are using, settings.py. And here you can see resolve, then parent.parent is given. So when we give like this, a function name and properties, then base directory variable contains the base folder or parent folder. That is D drive source project 1. So project 1 is the main directory or base directory. In that we can see the subdirectories here. So base directory variable, when we use this variable, it is used to work with the base folder or parent folder. And here in this we can see the options, like here it will show the installed apps here. So it is showing what all applications that are installed. Like in every Django project. Now here I have created project 1. So project 1 contains 6 apps. Every project contains apps here. Here you can see admin, authentication, then content types, then sessions, messages, then static files. All these are there here. Okay. So in previous classes, while explaining about Django, we have discussed about top 5 features. In top 5 features, I have told about Django is fully loaded. So Django is fully loaded with all the features like authentication, security, session management, administration, all this. Like with 1 or 2 lines, we can implement all this. No need to write big programs for implementation. Okay. And here you can see, here we have to include our application also, website one. Our application we are including. And here you can see middleware services are there. Middleware services means they are also Python programs. Middleware services are also Python programs only. So they are executed like before sending the request and after sending the request. Like for pre-processing the request and post-processing the request, the programs will execute. Middleware services will execute. Okay. Before sending the request, they can work. After sending the request, they can work. We can say pre-processing the request and post-processing the request, they can execute. So here using these, we can work with, we can enable security, we can enable session management, like storing information and enabling CSRF security, cross-site request forgery, avoiding forgery of requests in websites. And here working with like user class works with authentication website. Like to access the class, it is authentication middleware is there. So that is used here. So to access user class contains users details, or user class works with user table. It contains the details here. Details or information is there here. Information is there, and here adding a slash at the end of the URL, whatever website we give. So for that website, adding a slash at the end, all this is done. Okay. So like every middleware service will perform the given task. It will perform the given task. Okay. So in that case, we can use middleware service. Depends on the requirement in your project. We can create middleware service and we can use it. In our classes, we are going to discuss how to create middleware service, and we'll see when it is going to work. All these we are going to discuss. And here you can see templates is there. When you work with HTML files, templates means HTML files. So we have to give the variable. Template directories variable will be there that we need to give. That we'll see next classes, next examples. We are going to discuss that. And here you can see databases is there here. So in the Django project, here default database is SQLite database is there. SQLite. Like it is similar to MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle database. It will be there. Okay. So here in databases, you can see default engine, Django DB backends.SQLite. It is the package name. Python package. Package is the collection of modules that we are using. So it is the package that we are using here. And here you can see name, base directory. So base directory is a variable used to access base folder or parent folder. That is D drive source project 1. Okay. So here in project 1, here you can see slash db.sqlite3 is given. In project 1, db.sqlite3 file will be created. It is going to be created. Okay. So here when you take this, it will take as a D drive source project 1 slash db.sqlite3. So this SQLite3 we can see here. But now it is not there. db.sqlite3 file is not there. So when we'll get db.sqlite3 file is when we start the server, when we run the web server, then it is created. Now it is not there. So we'll get when we run the server, we'll get. Okay. So here I'll do that. So server started, I'm just stopping it. To stop the server, Control C. Here you can see file db.sqlite3. Before it is not there, now it is there. So you can see same we are giving. So whatever tables related to the project. So what all tables related to the project, all are stored in this database file. Database file contains collection of tables. Okay, so this database file contains the tables related to website 1 and the tables related to other installed apps like admin, authentication, session, content types, messages, all this. So here we can see the other options also you can see here. So here in this settings.py, here we can specify we can see the installed apps. We can specify our application. We can work with middleware services. We can specify the templates folder path. We can give the default database name. All these we can give. So while working with the default database, if you are working with MySQL or SQL Server or else with Oracle database, here we have to change those options. Like later when we discuss about database programming, we'll see how to work with MySQL, how to work with SQL Server, Oracle database. All these we are going to discuss. And here you can see urls.py is there. So in urls.py, here it is used to specify what should be the home page or index page, then what all pages should be accessed. All these we need to define. Okay, so you need to specify which page should be the first page, which page should be accessed, and we should specify what all other pages that we can access here. Here you can say from Django contrib, then import admin is given, and from Django URLs is given, import path is given here. So import path you can see here. So Django contrib import admin means it is used to work with admin site. So Django URLs means Django is the package, URLs is the module, and path is the function we are using here. Path is the function. And here in urls.py, you can here you can see URLs pattern, URL patterns, then square brackets. So this is a list variable we are using. So list variable means it contains square brackets. Here we are writing path admin, then admin.site.urls. So here in a browser, when I type admin, it is a URL pattern. In browser, when I type admin, then it will open admin.site.urls.py, it will open. urls.py, it will open here. And then we can access the admin site. So when I start examples, I'll tell how to give the pattern, then how the code will execute. All these we are going to discuss. So here we can specify like what all pages we have to access, then how to give the URL pattern, all these we'll see. And here you can see WSGA is there. So WSGA means we'll call it as a web server gateway interface. So when we take our website from development to production, development server to production server or internet server. So when we do hosting or when we publish website in internet, when we do that, then in that case, this WSGA file we have to use. While deploying the website, we have to use the WSGA file we have to use. And here you can see db.sqlite3 is there. So it is a database file related to SQLite database. Like when we see the examples related to database, then I'll tell how to install SQLite, then how to execute commands in SQLite environment, then how to use that those tables in Django. All these we are going to discuss. So this is all here. All these are project level, like init, ASGI, settings.py, urls.py, wsgi.py, db.sqlite3, manage.py. All these are project level. Okay, so here manage.py is there. It is used to create applications. Applications means websites, and it is used to run the server also. Whenever you want to run the server, web server, then manage.py we can use here. Manage.py we can use it. So now here we'll see the application level files we'll see here. So in website one, migrations folder is there. So migrations folder is used while creating tables. So in Django, what will happen is in models.py will create a class. So based on the class in models.py, then tables are created. So the for creating the tables, like Python files are created. So those files are stored in migrations folder. In a migrations folder, we can see that. And here you can see init.py, then admin.py, apps.py, models.py, test.py, views.py, all these are there here. So here you can see init.py is there. So to use website one as package, website one is a folder or it is an application. To use that folder as a package or application as a package, we have to create init.py. That's why init.py is created. And now here admin.py is given here. So in admin.py, we can write code to access the tables. Whatever tables we are creating, we are using, if I want to use them in admin site, like for adding records, viewing records, editing records, deleting records. In admin site, we can work with the tables, we can work with the data in the tables, we can create users, we can grant permissions, we can manage users, all these can be done. So to use the tables in our in admin site, then admin.py is used. And here apps.py is there. It is used to specify which application should be accessed here. Which application should be accessed in admin in apps.py we can see here. And next one is models.py is there. Models.py means in the project it works as a data access layer or repository layer. In previous classes I've told now, like when we say model view template, a template means HTML files. So HTML files works as a presentation layer, user interface or presentation layer. And views means view means it is a business access layer or service layer. So it is used to store or used to maintain the values given in the web pages or values given in the website or web application, web application. And here while working with this models.py, it works as a repository layer or data access layer. So this is used to interact with the database. So here when we say models.py, here we are going to create a class. Based on the class which is created, tables are created in the database file. Tables creation is done. And here you can see tests.py is there. So it is used to generate the test cases. Like when testing is done, then testers will write the test cases and then they are executed. Like we can see like which are successfully executed, which are pending, which are in pending, which are in process, all we can check. So to work with the testing, like testing the code or testing the pages, then tests.py is used. But in our classes, we are not going to discuss about testing all those. And next one is here you can see views.py is there. So views.py means it is used to work with so views.py means it is used to work with the coding here, Python code and all. So here in views.py, we are going to create a functions or we are going to create classes. So yeah, views.py can be function-based views or class-based views. So the use of this views.py is, as I said before, it is used to work as a presentation layer, or it is used to, sorry. It is used to work as business access layer or service layer. It is used to take the values from the web page or takes the values from the website, and it is used to store the values or maintain the values, and it will and from there the values are sent to models.py, data access layer. And all these are in application only. All these are the application level files. And db.sql at 3 is project level. Manage.py is also project level only. Okay. So here when we see the code in manage.py, so in manage.py you can see the code here. You can see main function is there here, and here if condition is there. So when we are working with Python or Django, internally main function will works. In every module, main function will be there. That main function will works. But in other languages, in C, C++, Java, and in .NET, we can see the main function in the program. There will write the statements. But in Python, in Django, it is not required. Internally, it will execute. So Python is the entry point for the program, and the program execution starts with a main function. So here you can see in main function some statements are given here. So in main function some statements are given, and here we are giving like this: if __ name equal to main. Like as I said before, when we create any module, when we write any Python program, or when we create any Python file, some properties are included in the module, are added into the module. Like these are special properties because they are having two underscores before and after. Like here you can see name module, name property, file property, then package property, and then a doc property. Many other properties will get. So name property also is included in every module, and the name property value is main __ main __. So every time name property value is a main only. Name property value is main. Okay. And here when we say like this main, when we give like this, then here if a name property value is main, then whatever statements are given in main function, they are executed. Okay. So here we are writing some statements in the main function. So we are calling like this. So name equal to main means it is always true only. So main function is executed. So if you are not writing anything in the main function like this, if you are not writing anything in the main function like this, then internally main function will execute. But here according to our requirement, we are doing changes in the main function. So when we give some statements in the main function, then we have to execute like this. We have to call or we have to execute like this. Then Django project will work. We can access the websites in the browser. Like all this is done. So this is the explanation about the project level files and application level files. And after this, we can work with examples. I can start the examples. So students, I'm stopping now. So tomorrow I'm not taking class, and next class is on Monday. So Monday I'm going to start the examples, and those who want the recorded sessions and notes and UI classes, videos and notes, if you want, then you have to register. So for the registered students, I will send all the recorded sessions, notes, and UI classes, videos and notes also I'll send. So those who did not join for this course, please join. Please join for this course so that I can send the recorded sessions and notes and UI classes, videos and notes I can send to your mail IDs. Okay.